Hello, how's everybody doing today? Another episode of Sean Miller, soccer betting genius, or bet with a genius, however you want to call it. I got some bad news and some good news. The bad news is Nottingham Forest did not show up today. I thought we were going to get the 0-0 draw there, and it looked like it was going to be a final score there, but Bournemouth scored late, and Bournemouth goes to the Premier League. Now Nottingham Forest has to come and battle. Forest now. Look at the standings. Forest right now is tied with Huddersfield Town, better goal difference. So right now, I'm going to have to play Luton Town as it looks. Huddersfield Town will play Sheffield United. Bournemouth is safe back into the Premier League, and what a job! I mean, Scott Parker left Fulham, and it was a risk to bring him in. The risk for him to leave Fulham, and it was a risk for Bournemouth, and it worked. And now Bournemouth is back in. The other game, I don't know if you're watching this Champions League game right now, but I am absolutely stunned at what's going on here. I'm not unhappy about it. I hope we get 3 more goals from Villarreal, to be honest. Imagine if we get an all-Spanish final. Wow, that would be incredible. But we're still 45 minutes away, and Liverpool obviously down 2-0 here. It's tied 2-2 on aggregate, and now next goal is massive. Obviously there's no way goals anymore, so next goal is so big for this tie, and I'll be updating you here. Back over, trying to get rid of this glare in my eyes. It's driving me nuts. Back over here. Different spot here today. Obviously, you could tell from the background. I got a little bit of a blue background here, so not really much going. Maybe I'll put these down so it's driving me nuts. All right. But I think, when we look at some of these games tonight, we're going to probably do a little bit better on the Copa Libertadores and the contest for tonight. Obviously, we can go back over those, but you're going to be looking at the Wednesday games as well, and the slate. Head to the stream here. We got Champions League semifinal, CONCACAF Champions League, Australia A-League, Copa Libertadores, Copa Sudamericana. So we got an action-packed show here, and they just kicked off here in the second half. Yellow Submarine looking to pull off one of the biggest upsets in recent history. Good evening to you and to Unai Emery here. Liverpool could score 3 goals here and win the game. So obviously now they got to go for it. It leaves them open a little bit to a counterattack from Villarreal, but Liverpool's going to have to go for it. And I'm going to talk a little bit about Trent Alexander, Alexander-Arnold, who's been absolutely atrocious. Gets a lot of assists though. All right, so let's take a look at our Wednesday slate. First game we're going to look at here is Real Madrid plus 230, Manchester City plus 102, draw plus 290. 3 p.m. tomorrow. City leads 4-3 on aggregate. Real Madrid is right now plus 335 to advance. Manchester City minus 435 to advance. The total in this game is over 3.5 plus 130, under 3.5 minus 162. Both teams to score yes is minus 230, no plus 170. Real Madrid double chance. Obviously, you're not going to bet the double chance on City and draw for that price, but Real Madrid double chance is minus 125. I'm going to put up some, I put maybe 3 players from each team here. I put 3 players from each team that I think might be able to score here. Benzema plus 123 to score. Vinicius plus 270 to score. Mahrez plus 180 to score. And he just got his blue tick back, or his white tick back from Elon Musk on Twitter. So maybe that's fortuitous for him. Jesus plus 210. Sterling plus 210, De Bruyne plus 240. The City goals are going to come from all over the place. Obviously, they don't have a striker per se. They got the false 9. Benzema is the man for Real Madrid. Goals are going to come through him. And I think it's going to be pretty interesting. Bill won with Bournemouth today. Good job there. Yeah, that game was pretty interesting. It wasn't, to be honest, it was a terrible game. But Bournemouth, I think Bournemouth set up to win, set up to draw 0-0, and they got the goal. Lost my Liverpool in under 3.5. The draw at plus 500 worth the shot. I think at this point now, you have to expect Liverpool to have some kind of response here. These games are so crazy. I can't even, I don't think anybody really expected Liverpool to come out and play this poorly. Trent Alexander is over a free kick as we speak here in the 49th minute. And it's out for a goal kick. I think it might be worth a little bit of money. This is really tough to handicap here. I have to think that Liverpool is going to score a goal at some point. If they score a goal, obviously Villarreal is going to have to score another one. So they'll have to open up again and attack. Right now, it's set up for extra time, but there's definitely, I think there's going to be another goal in this game somewhere. I just don't know where it's going to come from. It's honestly, if you've been watching a little bit, it's a little bit stunning. This Villarreal team, man, I can't speak enough about Emery and the job he's done. Obviously, they win trophies every year. Wherever he's at, they win. Sevilla was really good. They won the Europa League last year and penalties because David De Gea didn't bother to listen to what his coaches had set up for him, which is pretty frustrating as a United fan. But as a United fan, look, it's tough to be objective in this game, but I can't believe that Liverpool is playing this poorly. They haven't played this poorly all year. Maybe the schedule and this run-in is weighing them down a little bit. Maybe they're running out of gas. Maybe the special meds didn't come in. Liverpool looks scared. I agree. Maybe they're, they didn't get to seek Dr. Kugat. They're playing atrociously right now. You don't usually see this, in basketball. You get these games where, obviously these teams aren't going to play their best every game. There's 82 games. They don't play their starting lineups. They sit players, load management, all this stuff. There's no load management right now in the semifinal second leg of the Champions League. And it's one of the reasons why I thought last week, I thought Liverpool should have tried to maybe. Luis Diaz is on. I think they score as well, Foxy. I just think they come out a little bit better in the second half. They're trying to attack a little bit more. This is why, if they get that third goal on last week, it's different. The game is over here. As soon as Villarreal scored in the 3rd minute, all of a sudden you're like, man, the game, back on. Now here we go. But look, this is an opportunity to make some money live betting here. You just really have to, if you're watching the game, you can't. I have no idea where the goal is going to come from. I would assume Liverpool at this point. I just think Liverpool is the better team. We almost have an offside there. All right, so with this game tomorrow, and now this is starting to. When you're a bettor or you're trying to handicap these games, you can't let these other games bleed into your consciousness, I guess, and affect your thinking for this game. For me, look, Manchester City is really good. They're plus 102 in this game. They're plus money. They won the first leg 4-3. Obviously, probably could have scored a couple more. No Alaba. Real Madrid just lost 3-1 in regulation before they scored the goal and added extra time against Chelsea a couple weeks ago. At the Bernabeu, City is trying to get back to back-to-back finals. Obviously, man, if Villarreal could ever win this game, it would obviously you think it would have to bolster City as well. You see this money. The Real Madrid at plus 335 to advance is tempting, but I really like City in this game. I think City's the better team. The both teams to score, yes. I mean, I don't even know how you even bet that game. It's not even really worth betting if you think it's yes. I mean, if you think both teams don't score, if you think City's going to win like 1-0, maybe something like that, but I just don't see it. I think there's some value in some of the goal betting. Obviously, Benzema plus 123. If there's a Champions League game and Benzema's playing, I'll always put some money down on him. He's almost automatic. He scored in every knockout stage game so far. He's just a beast. Vinicius, I think at plus 270 is pretty good value. Someone's got to score for Manchester City. You have to see if Jesus plays. I think if he plays, he's value. Obviously De Bruyne, he's so good. There's going to be somebody scoring for City if they win the game, obviously. So, you're going to get some value. Those are the top 3 picks for City. I think Liam Delap as well. But anybody you pick in that game, you're going to get value for City. So, is it worth, $20? And when you do these, the player bets for goal scoring, I don't know how you people that are watching do it, but I don't usually bet a lot on them. I bet Benzema sometimes if I think he's a lock. City to win and both teams to score. I'll get you those odds right now. I think that's probably pretty good. There's going to be goals in this game. I mean, if you watch the first game, it was crazy. I can't imagine after watching the first game that the second leg is going to be like 1-0. Liverpool just hit the crossbar. Both teams to score and let's see, City to win. Pretty good parlay there, plus 250 maybe. Probably get it even a little bit higher on some specials. It reminded me of the tie between in the early like 2004, 2005, 2006 when Liverpool was playing Chelsea every year and it was 7-5 in the tie, and I just think both teams are going to go at it. So yeah, if you think that Real Madrid has a chance in this tie, it's almost worth betting them, to advance, because you get all of regulation. If they win and all of regulation and all of extra time, if it's a 1-goal win, this is me. I hammered Manchester City. I bet Manchester City in multiple times over the course of the year to win the Champions League. I just think it's their year. They were so close. Liverpool's going to score a goal at some point here. They had another chance inside the box. They're just pressing. So next goal score probably pretty high odds on Liverpool at this point. But I think you're just going to get a goal. So there's a couple ways you can bet that, but I personally like Manchester City in this game. All right. CONCACAF Champions League. Seattle is minus 108. Pumas Unam plus 300, draw plus 255. It's 2-2 on aggregate. Remember, Seattle scored a 90+9 penalty to tie it in the first leg. And that goal was so big because now, Seattle just has to win the game. And they're going to win the third MLS side to win the title. The first two were 2 decades ago or longer. DC United won in 98 and LA Galaxy won in 2000. So really it's the first one in, like more of the modern era of the league. Obviously the MLS came in 96, so like still modern, but they're the 8th MLS team to make it in the finals. They're 2-5. 2 Canadian teams have made it. Montreal and Toronto both lost. Pumas Unam has 3 titles. They're all in the 1980s, 80, 82, 89. But Liga MX has won 16 straight titles in this tournament. 7 different teams won in that period. If Unam wins, it will be the 8th team in 17 years from Mexico to win the title. But, when you look at these odds, this team, Seattle, has never had a better chance to win it, and it would obviously be the biggest trophy in their history. It would be a massive, massive accomplishment for a franchise and a team that's been really it's been backed by the fans. The fans have been unbelievable. They play. It's going to be it's a 10:00 game tomorrow night. That stadium is going to be absolutely rocking. If you've ever heard the Seahawks games and some of these Sounders games with the guy cheering and stuff. It's going to be really loud. I'm excited. I'm not a huge MLS guy, but I'll watch that game. I like the CONCACAF Champions League, and I think that game is going to be really interesting tomorrow. Pumas at plus 300 is definitely decent value. Obviously, when you look at the 16 straight titles for Mexico, but Seattle at minus 108 playing at home. That might be too good to pass up there. It might be maybe closer to even money at the time the game kicks off. But I think it could be time for an American team to win the title. You get definitely decent value there. All right. Got an A-League game for you here. Blow this up here. Perth Glory, Australia A-League. If you're new, if you some of you, I'm a big NRL person. I bet the rugby league down there, I think it's, you can get some decent value on the games are Wednesday nights overnight, Thursday, Friday, Saturday night overnight. But there's, I've had some pretty good success betting some parlays on the NRL, but I haven't bet as much A-League, but I found the game. And this is kicking off Wednesday morning at 7:05 a.m. So tomorrow morning, or if you're on the West Coast, overnight, basically. Melbourne City, obviously part of the Manchester City group. First in the table with plus 23 goal difference. Perth is last with a minus 25 goal difference. And we see right now City -5, minus 1.5 is minus 115. 4 of the last 5 games between the two teams have seen 4+ goals scored. So I think, the over could be interesting. Here's Perth's record in April. 6 losses, 1 draw. They were shut out 4 times. They scored 1 goal 2 other times and outscored 20-4. Not the best month in the world. Melbourne City in April, and remember they're playing in the AFC Champions League and in the A-League. 6 wins, 3 draws, 1 loss against some pretty good teams. 4 clean sheets, and they've scored a ton of goals. Liverpool just scored. Fabinho right through the legs of the keeper. Oh, that's embarrassing. So there's your goal for Liverpool. So Liverpool go on. Liverpool probably go on and draw this up. Even it, I might even see, I might even expect Liverpool to go on and win this game now. That's embarrassing, right through his legs. Come on, man. But, for people that have Liverpool, He's onside. It went right through his legs. Oh my gosh. That is absolutely brutal. Yeah, that's terrible. So that's Villarreal done. Um, so with that, to me, when you see Perth shut out 4 times in 7 matches and only outscored 20-4, and Melbourne City with 4 clean sheets in April. You see Melbourne City win to nil. Yes is plus 133. No is minus 200. Those odds are pretty interesting to me. I'm going to take a chance on win to nil. Yes, here with the stats that we're giving you. Manchester, Melbourne City. I'm going to get them right one time. Melbourne City over 2.5 goals is plus 125. You see the under is minus 167. You see the goal difference for Perth. You see how many goals Melbourne City has scored, especially in these games, 2, 3, 4 goals a lot of times. Take a chance on the over. Halftime, full time for Melbourne City is minus 110. That definitely looks like a pretty good play. And then obviously the minus 1.5 now is plus 100. I have it as minus 115 at the top, but the odds have changed. I think I did that on Sunday night. So I'm going to take a chance. I've already bet the minus 1.5 line tomorrow at, I think, around even money at the plus 100. I'll probably take a little bit of a shot on win to nil at this point. Maybe see if Liverpool scores another goal here and can pull us even. Bill, if I don't know. Yeah, let's say, I don't know. Bill, did you jump on that? Did you jump on the draw at plus 500? But yeah, look, Liverpool didn't play great. They're doing just enough to get through at this point, and it's going to be interesting to see because Manchester City is definitely a fresher team, obviously with the squad, but in the Premier League, I think City's going to just pip Liverpool to the title. I see. We'll wait till this weekend, but Liverpool's got a tough game this weekend again. They got Tottenham in the 2:45 Eastern time game, so it's a night game. So it's I think Liverpool's could run out of steam here. But obviously a final if they get in is a one-off. So I like that, man, the Melbourne City game and the Manchester City. So the City group is going to do pretty well here. So we got the Copa. Where did I go? Copa Libertadores there. So remember, these are Wednesday night games. So we went over the Tuesday night games. If anybody has any kind of all right, there you go. Plus 500, $10. Maybe if they score right here, almost they score here. Maybe you kind of cash that out and maybe put a little bit on the win as well. So there's definitely some different ways you can do that. And this is, obviously the field looks like they're playing underwater. Liverpool might win this 4-2. It's crazy how they just play so poorly. They are in Spain, so maybe they got a visit from the good doctor at some point. So we have Foxy. If you think some of these games for tonight, if you want to go over some of those, but this is the Wednesday night games in the Copa Libertadores. The first few are 6 o'clock. There's first 2 are 6 o'clock. There's 3 at 8 o'clock, and there's 2 at 10 o'clock. CA Cologne Santa Fe minus 112 against Cerro Porteño plus 275, draw plus 220. And let me see if I can pull up the groups for these. I'll pull those up for us here so we can see what the odds are. Cerro Porteño is on 7 points. They're actually leading the group. There's another goal. Off onside. There's Luis Diaz. There's your goal. Foxy and Bill. Here we go. They could win this 5-2, man. Oh, I should have live betted it 2-0. Oh, man, that was an opportunity. Cologne is on 4 points. So you see Cologne at home minus 112. It's interesting, to see Sarah Portino maybe at plus 275. Maybe double chance. I think he's onside. He's onside. 2-2. Talaris plus 350 versus Flamengo. Flamengo's on 9 points. Talaris is on 6 points. Flamengo has a plus 5 goal difference. So you're getting Flamengo minus 125 on the road. Pretty decent odds there. Yeah, Bill, I think they were a little bit stunned in the first 3 minutes. If Villarreal doesn't score early, it's ifs and buts and all this stuff. But if Villarreal doesn't score early, I think Liverpool easily kind of sees the game out. But, sometimes, you just need to – maybe they needed those 2 goals to wake them up. And now, now I expect them to really just – now it's 4-2. Villarreal's got to attack. Liverpool's just going to counter them to death here. Liverpool's going to get another goal, I think. Maybe 2. They did. They turned the switch on, man. They're just it's embarrassing for me as a United fan to see how poorly we are. But we're about 6-7 years behind Liverpool. But Liverpool was in our spot for a long time, and they turned it around. So it definitely can be done. They built this team, and they just play really well. Always Ready plus 200 versus Boca Juniors plus 125. A lot of value there. You got Boca Juniors right now in last place with 3 points. Always Ready to 4 points. That group is really tough. Corinthians and Deportivo Cali. So you got Corinthians and Boca Juniors in the same group, which is pretty interesting. Deportivo Cali plus 200 against Corinthians plus 135. There's some pretty good value there. Olympia, Asuncion. We have at they have 2 points. Everybody's got the same goal difference in that group except for one team, Porteño. So Penarol, Montevideo, Club Atletico Penarol. Probably a game I would stay away from. Those teams don't seem pretty good. Tolima, Independent Del Valle, and then Sporting Cristal versus Universidad Católica. Cristal has no points and are plus 120 at home against Católica. So if you want to take a chance on a team with maybe a little bit of value, there's your plus 220 right there, Católica. From these games, and Foxy, if you have any kind of input here, maybe you could come in. I think I would be circling, Flamengo, Corinthians, maybe those 2. Maybe Tolima. But Del Valle has got 5 points, so maybe I'll back off that. And then maybe take a shot with Universidad Católica. All right. Copa Sudamericana. So not a lot of games during the day tomorrow. Most of the games are at night. Obviously, there's the huge Champions League game, and then the game. There's no games in England. There is an MLS game tomorrow. FC Cincinnati against Toronto. Toronto's in 8th. Cincinnati's in 11th. Probably going to stay away from that. I don't know if Kaepernick has a play on that, but probably stay away from that, to be honest. Some of these games, you look at these odds, you got some pretty decent, chance to make some money here in the Sudamericana. we'll look at, obviously, Atletico Go against Defensa y Justica. Remember, the 2020 champions. Defensa y Justica has 3 points. Atletico Go has 6 points. LDU Quito and Antofagasta are the other teams in that group. Antofagasta has a -5 goal difference and only 3 points. So you see that plus 300 at home. So maybe that LDU Quito team might be a decent play at plus 125. That could be some offer you some value. And that's Group F. In Group A action, you got Lannis on the road against Barcelona, and that's not Barcelona from thing, even though the from Spain, even though the thing looks pretty, the badge looks pretty similar. Lannis has 7 points, Barcelona has 6 points, so obviously top of the group affair there. So pretty interesting game. You know, Lannis leads the group with 7 points, and actually in the first game, beat Barcelona 3-1. So you get a team that beat Barcelona 3-1 at plus 270 odds on the road. Maybe that's pretty interesting right there. And the other game is Fluminense plus in Group H. Fluminense is 4 points against Junior Barranquilla. Has 7 points. Fluminense at home, -106. And I talked about the Metropolitanos against Montevideo Wanderers. That game is probably tough to look at. So not a huge slate tomorrow. For me, I think, you know, you got some games all over the place. A lot of U20 games. Not the biggest. You know, there's not a lot of games, not a lot of action. So for me, I like Manchester City plus 102. Well, 3-2. Game over. Man, crazy. Could have won a lot of money betting this live. Man. That's crazy. They'll win this 4-2. They're just very good. So Manchester City plus 102. I like them. I think you can go both teams to score. Manchester City, I think there's a lot of different ways you can bet this. The keeper just made another mistake. It's kind of embarrassing. I like Benzema to score. Here, I like Seattle minus 108. I think you can get some pretty good value on Pumas at plus 300 if you take them. Melbourne City, remember, minus 1.5, minus 115, or minus 1 or plus 100 if you can get it. Some books have it at plus 100 now. I think I got it at plus 100. These games here, I think you can kind of maybe make a parlay from Flamengo. Plus 1,000 it was to win the game. Wow. This goes to when you're watching soccer here, you know, it was 2-0 at halftime, and you saw the way Liverpool came out and were just on fire. You know, it's tough to bet. You know, I think the draw was a decent bet. You know, sometimes they get that draw and you get that they get that goal, and maybe you can cash out at halfway, but you just get a feel. These are the kind of games you get a feel for. As soon as that first goal went in, I just the switch turned, like Bill said, and it was game over. Liverpool's going to win. They scored a second goal. You think maybe 2 or 3 more coming. We need one more yellow card for Trent, so he misses the final. Be fantastic. Although I guess, Manchester City might want him to be in the final. And these games here, just wide. said maybe LDU Quito at plus 125. I know Defensa y Justica was pretty good every year. Plus 230 might be a decent play. So not a lot of stuff today. Obviously, once again, slow day. There's going to be a lot for the show tomorrow. We're going to have a lot of different stuff out there. There's the 4 games in the Europa League and the Conference League, and there's some other games. There's a Serie A game. There's a League One playoff game. There's another A-League game. There's a lot of Copa Sudamericana games, but the season's starting to wind down here, so you're going to have to find some games. Friday obviously is a big day, so Thursday's show we'll be talking about a bunch of games on Friday in Germany, Italy, France, England, Netherlands, all over the place, and obviously Friday's show will be huge because we'll talk about the weekend. And Villarreal is going to make some subs, and I think looks like Liverpool is too. Get some players off now to rest them. So, all right. That's about it for today. Join us tomorrow, same time, 4 o'clock, and we will continue to talk about soccer. So have a good... Oh, I got to run these... Gotta give you guys some banners here. I need you guys to like and subscribe and ring the bell so every day you'll be able to watch the shows on Max Wagers Network. We got Midday Money, Sean Higgs at noon Eastern Time. Morning Wood, Allie Burns, Just Parlays with Chris King. Back to the Window with Scott and Scott. 4 o'clock me, 5 o'clock Game Time Decisions. Make sure you follow all the people on here. You can listen to me on Fridays at midnight, 98.7 ESPN New York and some other cities, no matter where you are in the world, on TuneIn Radio app. Caesars Sportsbook promotion, $1,100 free, first bet, free insurance. Place first time wager up to $1,100. Get it back in the form of a free bet if you lose. You must use our promo code ATS Wins Wins CZR. Links are in the show box below. All right. I got this other thing. You got to make sure you're paying attention to this because we're going to have 2 shows. We're going to have a Formula One show on Thursday. We're going to talk about this upcoming race in Miami where they have these crazy ticket prices to go to the Formula One in Miami. I think it's $13,000 for a paddock ticket for all 3 days. I think it's close to $10,000 maybe, or $9,000 for the... Oh, should have been 4. Close to $9,000 for the paddock. But this is also Kentucky Derby weekend. We have a Kentucky Derby betting guide worth $39.99. It's yours for free. Get the inside track to the Kentucky Derby betting guide prepared by Racing Dudes and Winners and Whiners to be the most comprehensive, in-depth betting guide available. The biggest day of racing. And join us on Friday night as we handicap the Kentucky Derby. My man James Babbis will be live at 9 o'clock p.m. on the East, and you'll be able to see all our picks for the Derby. All right. So that's it for today. We'll see you tomorrow. And once again, we'll have some more stuff, and hopefully we get some winners in here and minimize the whiners. Let's go.